shadows creep, waking up the mysteries. The old earth keeps exploring the unknown, keeping the wonder alive. He's bringing the flame to the legendary show, Paranormal Among Us, where the proof is paramount. Oh, we're talking about the ghosts and the good podcast times, investigating whispers from ancient haunted climes, from big footprints to a shadow in the hall. Amazing guests already answering the call, 'cause with Paranormal Paul, a new mystery.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday to everybody. Ladies,
well done, sir. Well
welcome.
done.
You know, 2 seconds ago, right before the intro was about to finish, I didn't have anybody up on, I didn't have anybody's thing selected, so we would just been dead air for a second, which wouldn't be the first time for me. Ladies, how are you doing? We have Jamie with us again tonight. Jamie's here.
Hi.
Oh, Jamie's in the house. Hang on. There we goes. And of course, we have Natalie in the house.
That's more like it. Yeah.
Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Short week this week. Memorial Day was yesterday. Hope everybody had a good long weekend and everything. What about you ladies? Do anything fun this weekend?
I actually did a lot of work around the house. And then yesterday, I didn't get out of my pajamas. How about you, Jamie?
That's the best.
Yeah.
It rained here all weekend, so we just kind of, sat around the house and looked at each other. So it was good.
Okay.
Did you get to get in the? I guess you didn't get in the pool this week.
Oh.
Oh damn.
I know.
Oh well. I mean, you got all summer to get in there.
That's right.
That's true. Yep.
Manco, it's pouring rain off and on.
Yeah. I know.
Looks
a
real
lot of
soupy here, so I don't know.
Yeah. And like for the conference, the Red River Gorge conference this weekend in Kentucky, initially it was supposed to rain, and now the weather looks really good. So if you are going to go to the Red River Gorge conference, a Bigfoot conference this weekend, make sure you say hello to Adam and Greg and Melissa, who are all going to be there. So
That's kind of how it was in Townsend. The forecast was all just rain and crappy looking, but then we get there and it's all awesome.
it was beautiful. Absolutely.
Looking more like Three's
gorgeous.
Company than Paranormal Among Us. Regal Beagle Fund. Thank you, Brian.
Regal Beagle Fund.
So would that make... So I'm Jack Tripper then. Do you guys remember Three's
you
Company?
Are? Yes. Three's Company.
Mm-hmm.
That was. Did you ever see that, Jamie?
No.
Okay, that was a great show a million years ago.
Yeah. Now I feel really old.
You are old.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good show. Speaking of good shows, we have a fun show tonight. We have Michael Kopf backstage. I hope I said that right. He is a paranormal investigator, a Reiki Master, author, researcher, experiencer, podcast host, and I might have run out of adjectives there. And he's done a ton of stuff, over 100 paranormal investigations across 8 states. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Michael to the show.
Michael, welcome.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
There it is. I'm slow
Here
with the applause.
A minute late. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Well, welcome.
Yes.
To the funny crew here. You know, because I'm sorry about Paul. He's got to leave a little bit early, and
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that one. I'm an idiot, and I double booked myself. I have another podcast, and I remember I looked back on the thing and on the thread, and I told him I'll block off my day so I don't double book. And so what did I do? I double booked, and
double booked.
then he asked me if I was coming on. I'm like, So
Whoopsies.
anyway, we have it covered, but I will be ducking out of here in about 45 minutes or so. But the show will be in good hands. Well, Jamie will be here. So.
Jamie will be here, so
She'll be here to
it's in good hands. And then
Michael, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate you being here for sure. Before we get going, tell us about your podcast that you're on. I know you're on a couple, I believe, right?
Yes, I'm currently on 2, and I have 2 in the works. And so right now I'm doing on Tuesday nights. Ironically, we were laughing that this is why we started early and mine rescheduled at the last minute due to illness, so you can't falter for that. But
no,
I do the energy that surrounds us, and it's my paranormal, unexplained, little fun conversations and delving into many topics. And Natalie was on with Blonde and Booze, and so that was a fun episode.
Oh yes, we're a fun group.
And then Wednesday nights I do Writing Through the Unknown, where I delve into disclosure and some of the esoterics like healing modalities that people may not be aware of, stargates, portals, what's really going on in the world that we don't see. And so that's a lot of fun. And pretty soon we're going to be bringing back for season 4, I believe, Paranormal Verses, which I do with Kel Ridley in the UK, and E. Smith, I believe, will be back. And so that'll be fun. We're talking about it. We've had a lot of stuff going on, and so our Thursdays weren't conducive at the time, so we're looking now to doing that. And I'm feeling safe that I can say this, but Emily Men's House is
world exclusive.
Yep, she's going to be bringing What the Freak Live back and redoing it a little bit, and I may be having appearances on that show.
Cool.
And that's about all I'll say for now, because I don't want to give too much out, because she's got a lot going on too. And so that's what I have in the works.
What's the name of that show?
It's WTF Live. We call it What the Frick Live.
What the Frick?
She puts it in.
She uses the actual. Okay. Oh, okay.
But Emily's the creator and mastermind of it.
So you're all over the place on YouTube or podcasts.
I try to be.
Are they all on YouTube?
They all are on YouTube, and well, I'm not sure about What the Freak Live. If she's gonna switch over to Rumble totally and do Rumble and restream, or throw YouTube in there.
I love that name, What the Frick Live.
I do too. It's a good hook.
It is.
It grabs you.
It is.
Yeah, and Paranormal Versus, the funny story about that is Kel Ridley has that nice English accent that a lot of people are like, can you repeat that? And I would watch her on shows, and I'm like, why are you asking to repeat it? I can clearly understand. And so I was talking to her off air, and she was like, you can understand me? I'm like, yeah. And so she created the show, and I co-host with her. And I say at times my title is co-host and interpreter, because there was one show where I had to literally, every time she asked a question, restate the question for the guest, and the guest was like, oh, yeah, I can answer that. And so we were laughing off air about that for a while, going, yeah, I had to translate. Got to put that on my resume now.
Translator.
Yep. Yeah, there are certain parts of England where you're like, can what? And you need an interpreter. Like a lot of times in Scotland, you need an interpreter because they
Yeah.
talk so fast.
Oh yeah. I actually did an interview this afternoon with a friend in Scotland.
Really?
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I usually watch Alien 8 UK on Tuesdays at 2:00 my time. And it's pretty much gotten to the point where I can only be in chat. I can't listen to it because I have to have it quiet, because people are working and stuff, whatever. And, I can always understand them. So I just usually, okay, I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mate Andy.
Yep. Andy and Abby. Yep. They've both
Andy
been
and
on.
Abby.
Abby's coming on. I did a recorded version of from Abby. It's coming out Saturday. Today's Tuesday. I'll get it right.
Yep. Yes.
Thank you,
Everyone-
Moon. Appreciate you.
Every once in a while, he has an issue with his days, but that's why we're here. It's okay.
Hey, don't feel bad.
Okay, so thank you, Mickey. I was laughing at that. So everybody knows, and Michael, I have an app on my phone, SPI app. I don't know if you're familiar with a gentleman named Sean Austin. He's an investigator. He developed this app. There's no word library or anything here. It's just, spirits coming through. I was kind of skeptical about it at first, but the more we use it, I have it running on every show that I do, and it's pretty darn accurate, right, Nat?
Yes, it is very accurate.
So right when you said Paul's having issues, it said daddy issues.
He's having daddy issues.
So we'll keep an eye on it.
Man,
Yeah.
So
I should do that.
That is awesome.
I need to figure out a way to have it on the screen too. So
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
that would be good.
Anyway, let's get into
Dedicated
this.
camera. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you've been doing investigations for a long time now, over 100 under your belt. You had an experience when you were 2. Did I read
I
that right?
did. I did it.
Explain that a little bit to us.
So, just to clarify, I don't have memory of it when I was 2. I didn't fully get memory of it until preteen to my 20s and 30s. Did I get the full picture? So, I don't want people, thinking at 2 years old, I was like, hey, I'm going to talk to my parents about this paranormal experience. Because, no, it unfolded later. But, so what happened is we were living up north, and I was on the second floor, and my mom had put plywood over this vent opening. Well, as we're working around and stuff, I go over to the vent opening, and I kind of look over because the plywood's missing, and something grabs me accidentally, and I am tumbling down the vent shaft all the way to a concrete basement.
Oh.
Now, it's wintertime, so you can picture, early 80s little kids in their winter gear looking like those stars
Yeah.
like you see in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had that on because my mom later filled me in that it was wintertime, so I had that on. But I hit the concrete, and I get up, and I just kind of shake it off, walk, and start walking away. And the only thing was my eyebrow had a little nick on it where there was no hair that would grow. And one day later on, I asked my mom about it, and that's when she told me the story that I went down this vent, but no broken bones, no nothing. I was like, huh. And then I said one day to her, I said, I know why I don't have any broken bones. And she goes, why? I said, I seen it in my dream. I had, the memory unlocked partially. And a being that grabbed me is how I unfolded the memory I had this conversation with. And I have a friend in Greece that's a medium who does, and she can find missing people. And she looked at me and she goes, Michael, do you want to know what the full story of this memory is? I go, yeah. She goes, the one being did accidentally pull you in, but then another being came and took you away from that being, and that's the being that you had a conversation with. And the conversation consisted of, and I quote, when I get older, I need these gifts to be able to help people, and I need them to unfold this way. And is this doable? If not, I'll check out now and we can start over. And they were like, yes. And then I get put back in to the fall and hit. And I'm like, okay, so one, I was pulled out of time. And I was thinking, this was a really cool experience. And then a guest, as I'm talking to them about this and sharing this with them, and goes, you're actually missing the really, really cool part. And I go, what is that? She goes, did you understand that being? And I was like, I never thought about that.
Wow.
That is.
And so you went from the vent
second
that you
floor.
went down. Were you on like a second floor?
We were on the second floor, and then I went past the first floor to the concrete basement. And
yeah,
the conversation, I shortened the conversation, but that's why I say I was taken out of time, because in free fall, we're talking matter of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way I could have had this conversation in a matter of seconds.
Right. Real quick question. Are you saying beam or a being?
Being. I had a being that I talked with, but there was no beam there.
Okay, so
it
was a being. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Paul's headband fun.
Sorry, I got headphones on because people
Thank you,
say they get EVPs during my shows and stuff, so they suggested putting headphones on to see if you could hear them, and I don't really hear myself that well.
It's okay.
We get that a lot on this show and even on
Yeah.
Blondes. And I mean, Jamie, when she was a guest on here, she had some things flying around behind her, and I still have not gone back and clipped those out. I'll figure
You're
out.
good.
Yeah, she had some orbs,
Yeah. So
and I've got my spirit here. So
as it was taking you down to the basement, and you're going through the floor, what are you seeing as you're going through the floor and going towards the basement? Are you seeing the rooms, go past you, or?
Well, being in the vent, it would be a metal
Oh, it's in the
tube
vent.
and
Okay, yeah.
with wires and stuff. But that was the amazing thing is I only got clipped by one wire, and I explain it as I would never believe this story if I didn't have something to remind me of it, because having no broken bones, no scars or anything, you couldn't imagine falling that far and saying, yeah, nothing happened. So I think they nicked my eyebrow so that I would remember and go,
Yeah.
wait a minute, why is this like this? And be this whole unfolding of, yes, I remember this now.
Oh, that's incredible.
Michael, I was going to ask you, so when you had conversations with those beings, was it telepathically or were you actually, conversing with them?
I would say telepathic, because at 2, I don't know that I would have the verbal capacity to be forming the words that were being formed. I'm not an expert on the language skills of 2-year-olds, but that's just my guess.
yeah,
I would say more likely was telepathic and just the energy talking.
Yeah.
has anything like that happened since?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay,
That
It was
is
just
kind
that
of
one time.
odd that a 2-year-old they would come for a 2-year-old and not yet at least, come back and see what the grown up version of you, or maybe they are watching. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I've had, since then, like a couple near death experiences, but I haven't had that type of experience where I'm falling down somewhere and they're pulling me out and going, "Hey, we're just checking in with you. Okay, since you're good, we're going to put you back."
Did you have additional paranormal activity as a child of any type?
So, not really. It wasn't until I was a teenager that I really started picking up on the paranormal. And to be fair, I grew up metaphysical, so all my paranormal experiences until I reached my 40s when I learned what paranormal was, I thought were all just metaphysical experiences that everybody had. And I didn't realize these were paranormal and rarities. And one example is I would be sitting at home on the couch watching TV, and shadow beings would be in the hallway, and they would start creeping in the door, and I would kind of watch them out of the corner of my eye. And then when they got close to me, I'd turn and look and be like, not today. You didn't get me today. And it was like I was playing a game of counting coups, so to speak. Could they get to me without me noticing them, or would I sense them and know they were there, and therefore, make them disappear because they don't like to be seen?
Interesting. And how often did you see these shadow figures? Because I know I had a shadow figure in my house, and it was just the one. Did you have more than one? Was it frequent?
Some days it would be one or two, some days 3 or 4, and they would sometimes they would even try and do it at night and figure, ooh, we can, he's not really doesn't have lights on, maybe we can sneak up. And I'd be like, nope, I can still see you. I can still sense you. So, sorry.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I made a game of it because I was like, I didn't know shadow beings were, what they were or anything. So, being a typical kid, I was like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's just make a game out of it.
How old were you again when you were talking with your mom about this?
With the experience of being two,
two,
or the
yeah.
shadow beings?
Of being 2.
Of being 2, I would be around probably 12, 13.
12, okay. It's funny, when you were talking about shadow figures and Natalie asked where they were, the SBI back said it's everywhere.
Yeah. They would be.
Yeah. I'm sold on it. I mean, I think someone's listening to it. So you had this when you were 2. You had this other encounter. Is this what got you into wanting to investigate places more frequently?
Actually, that didn't come until, I'll be honest, when I started seeing shows like Ghost Hunters, the original show. And I saw them and I was like, oh, that looks like kind of like fun. And I was kind of laughing this afternoon because I remember like watching cartoons, and I'd watch cartoons like Scooby-Doo, Funky Phantom, and I started looking again at all these cartoons, and I'm like, they all have ghosts in them. I've been watching the paranormal my whole life. I just didn't know I was watching paranormal.
Wow, that's an excellent point. I never really thought about that. I mean, yeah. I mean, I watch Scooby-Doo all the time after school.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Love me some Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, when we think about it, all the stuff we go back and rewatch, and we're like, how did I miss this really, like, in front of me character who's a ghost who appears and helps and disappears when they're done? How did I never notice this?
Yeah.
And there was Casper too.
Right.
Casper the
Casper was
Friendly
out
Ghost?
there. There was a lot of ghosts in that era.
Mario has ghosts in the Ghost
Yep.
Castle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
I
Pac-Man.
mean, ghosts
Wow, I
have been
forgot about that one.
around for ages, and we just, I think we became so numb to them that we were like, yeah, it's entertainment. And then when they started doing shows about actually doing it, it's like people were like, whoa, wait, this is a thing. And when I got asked to join the first team I was on, I sent him my first message response to him was lots of laughs, very funny, ha ha ha, because I'm like, this is only on TV. This isn't real thing. People don't do this. And they were like, no, we really want you to join us in doing this. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll go and investigate somewhere and see what this is like. And
Yeah.
I got hooked. And my first investigation was the Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Yorktown, Texas.
Nice. Nice. So, I think we all have our opinions about the TV shows that, investigate these things. What are your thoughts on those? I always feel that, it's just super fake when maybe some of the interaction isn't fake. I don't know, but their reactions and all that stuff, I think that's just BS. And they're doing that for the camera and everything. But, that's why I do these on our own or whatever. What are your thoughts on the TV shows that do these investigations and stuff?
So most of the shows I will watch because they're in locations I will never probably step foot in because I'm in Texas and most of these places are like far east coast or far west coast. So I'm like, yeah, I'm probably never going to be able to get over there and investigate myself. So I'll see what it's like here. And I watch the show strictly for, what do I sense there? Is there anything there? Or, what's going on there? Is it worth going over there too? And so I use the television shows really for scouting to see where is a really cool location to go and check out. There and I will say though, there is one show that I do put credibility in above others. And it's only because on one episode they did something that defied what every paranormal show has done to date, and that was Destination Fear. They went into a location, asked a spirit to knock or make a sound, and when they did, they ran out, just like everybody always does. But then they came back in, and the first thing Dakota says is, I'm sorry we ran out on you. I know we asked you to make a sound. You spooked us. I apologize we ran out. Could you do it again? And I thought, never on any paranormal show I have ever seen have they apologized to the ghost for running out on them. And I was like, you guys
Yeah.
just went up a notch in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, about 45 seconds ago, I thought I saw something white fly behind you. I'm not sure. Did anybody else notice anything behind
I
you?
did not.
I guess
didn't
your left
notice.
ear, possibly. Okay, maybe not. All
We'll have
right.
to check. We'll have to check
Yeah,
that.
I wrote it down. I'll have to check.
Okay.
Well, I
So-
can tell you, I have nothing white here except my skin, and unless my skin's flying by, yeah, there's nothing here.
You're a little flaky, maybe.
It's
I
a
don't know.
dry,
Yeah.
windy day where Michael is.
It's a little ashy here.
This went from ghost talk to
To
just
dermatology.
gross. I don't know what that. Sorry.
Hey, you get
We-
enough paranormal experiences, it's gonna leave
Yeah.
a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Talking
Literally.
about that. I know you've had a lot of paranormal experiences and things of that nature. Have you ever been scratched or hurt or clawed?
I have not been scratched or any of that, but I have had two experiences that I cannot explain away. And one is I was standing in the door frame of a hallway in a living room at the Magnolia Bed and Breakfast in Seguin, and my shirt gets plucked. And my first thought is, oh, I must have caught it on a nail or something. And then I realized I'm standing in the middle of a door frame. There are no nails in the middle of a door frame opening. And I go and I look real quick, and I'm like, the two ladies I'm with are like on the other side of the room diagonal to me. So there was no way they could get to my shirt and then go sit down real quick and be like, ha ha. So that was one instance. In another instance, I was doing a favor for a friend and doing a tour of this paranormal location in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. And I feel something go in my pocket. And I know from a friend, it's like if you have candy in your pocket, little kids will stick their hand in there for the candy. And I'm wearing jeans, and my pocket, you have to really slide the hand in to get in, and so that's how I noticed it. And I was like, I look down and I go to the spirits. I'm like, sorry, I don't got any candy in there. So if you don't mind taking your hand out of my pocket, thanks.
That's a great tip. We've got to do that going forward.
Yeah. And, you know, I just got a title. I lost it. Never mind. Forget it.
Okay.
When ghosts get personal. There you go. That's what.
Up close and personal with the ghosties.
Wanting candy.
I mean, you know, they need to have, you know, security at these locations too. I mean, they, you know, got to frisk you somehow. But, you know.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And yeah, I think, I wonder if it works with, you know what would be interesting? If you're going to like a jail or something, have like coins or money in your pockets and see what happens.
And cigarettes.
And well,
I was going to say, I don't know about coins being a benefit in a jail. I would think.
Well, I mean,
more
if they're
of
in for theft or something, I mean, they
a
might.
key or
A key,
a
Commissary.
cigarette. That's currency stuff.
Commissary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be. I'd be carrying in liquor and cigarettes and setting some up.
you'd be drinking that.
I'd be drinking it.
So I do have a funny story about a jail. Actually, is
Oh, do tell.
in Ballinger, Texas. There's a hotel called Old Park Hotel. Well, across the street is the original county jail. They call it the Old Runnels County Jail. And I was sitting in there, and Dan LaFave, the owner of Old Park at the time, he starts looking at me, and I'm sitting on this bench in the lobby area with cells all around. It was the community area. And he's noticing I'm kind of starting to sit awkwardly, and he's like, Michael, do you know you have a spirit on your lap? And I said that I looked at him, and I must have been turning red because I go, oh yeah, I know. It's sitting on my leg, and it's like I can feel it caressing my face.
Oh,
And I was like, I am very aware there's something on my lap. Yes.
How you doing?
It was like, and I think it was like 5 minutes, and I think I get like my face returns to normal color, and he's like, and I think he was like looking at me, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. It's over. Whatever it was, it's over.
okay. So I have to ask, and before I ask that, right before you started saying the story, it said, "Hold your breath."
I was.
So there you go. So, were you in a men's or women's jail?
So it actually technically housed both. Women were on the floor above, and the stairwell was just right outside the main door in the room we were in. So it's like you could get there and go up, but yeah, it was like, yeah, I gotta admit, I am in my heart of heart hoping it was a female spirit. Because I would be feeling very awkward if it was not, and going, this
What
just
was-
took a really different turn.
What was the name of that jail again? Just curious. No, seriously, what was the name of that jail?
Old Reynolds County Jail.
Old Reynolds County Jail. Okay.
It's across the street from Old Park. And Old Park, there is legends of tunnels that lead from the jail to the hotel. So women prisoners could go and provide services to guests at the hotel and then be put back in their cells.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
I love Jamie trying to hold in a laugh. It's so funny.
And
You just never know what's going to happen on these things. I mean,
and one of the most interesting things we've been trying to validate is, according to prison records that were found there, Bonnie Parker of Bonnie and Clyde was housed there. And so we spent many a times trying to connect with her to see, because she was actually, her birth town was like 10, 15 minutes, I think, up the road. And so they're like, yeah, it's very possible that she was actually there, and it's just her name. And so we're like, is this the Bonnie Parker, or is this somebody else named Bonnie Parker?
wow. Wouldn't that be something if that was her that sat on your lap?
Yeah.
You know, it would make sense because I live near Dallas and she's buried in Dallas, so it could make sense, you know,
It could make perfect sense.
Wow.
She'd be like, bring me out of here, big boy.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you can take me home. Let's go. You can go take me to Clyde. She's like, you're my ride to Clyde. Let's go.
Let's go.
You never
Get me
know
out of
what's
here.
going to happen here. Have you ever been to Charleston Jail in South Carolina?
I have not.
How far do you go? I mean, you've done over 100 investigations in 8 states. How far away? I'm assuming you're in. Well, you said you're in Dallas. How far away do you go for these?
So if I'm doing a road trip, this is where I get my states. So normally I stay within Texas or Louisiana or Oklahoma because those are the states closest to me, besides living there. But when I go on a road trip, I did investigations in New Mexico, Arizona. I did Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, West Virginia, and so I go where I get an invitation and where I'm able to get to.
Well, if you ever make it up to Missouri, if you ever make it up to Missouri, I have some cool places here for you.
Yeah.
And so after the jail story that you said, the word whore just came across.
Oh.
And ironically,
like I
that's
said.
the second time that word has come through on this thing.
Well, like I said, you know, the hotel providers and the jail were, you know, technically brothel.
I
It
mean,
may or may not be talking about me too. Who knows?
wow. Wow.
And there goes Jamie.
Good thing you weren't taking a drink.
Hey, Faith, I do need my own Netflix. So I do. Faith just said it.
Anyway, so much for being monetized.
Actually, that probably would help you in today's world.
Well, yeah, I mean, might get
think
me
your
a whole
ratings
different
just
kind of
went up.
audience here.
I think your show's
Hi.
ratings just took a hike with that comment.
All right.
Where do we go from that? You know, I don't squirrel.
I think, I'd say, Natalie, I think you just brought in probably a 1K amount of views just on that comment.
That's how we're rolling up in here.
Okay, all right.
Bring it on in.
Paul's scared to leave now.
I am. You know, I don't know that I want to leave the keys to her.
I thought you were leaving
Yeah,
the keys
give it
to
to
Jamie.
Yeah, give it to Jamie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. So getting back on track and to follow up what Paul said, I have to say Missouri is riddled with paranormal places. I mean, there's Emmaus, there's Ray County Museum, the two places I've been, and it's wildly haunted.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone into haunted locations before, and you're like, okay, these are haunted. Okay, you go into Emmaus and you go into Ray County Museum. Holy crap. I mean, it's back to back. Everything's happening around you nonstop.
Yeah.
And
It's
so,
3 floors, 56 some odd rooms or whatever, and it seems like there's something different happening in each room.
Oh, it's
and then you throw in the basement. Good Lord, everything is just messed up there.
so we'll all have to meet there.
Yeah, and ironically, that was the first time that I got that word to come through here on the Spirit Box, where somebody was sitting in the jail and they were talking about a lady that would come. He was doing the Estes, and he was talking about, or something came through about a lady that would come in the jail. And then that word came up, and I mean, of course, what else? But, yeah.
It all falls under paranormal, because I wrote an article for a friend she was doing an online newsletter. And I said, people are always asking, what is paranormal? Why don't I just write an article, research it? It was probably 10, 15 pages long. And I summarized it to where I go, paranormal is just basically, in its most basic sense, anything that is unexplained or aside from the normal.
Yeah.
And I was like, so that's when my brain on my show went from just doing paranormal teams and locations to, hey, the floodgates just opened to topics.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Michael, thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to have to jump out here real quick. Polly's on here, all the way from Israel down there. Hi, Polly.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
Oh, really? So she was supposed to be on. I was supposed to do a special show with her on Sunday, and I had to cancel that because my uncle passed away. So, but yeah, I felt really bad canceling that, but we will reschedule. So anyway, Michael, thank you very much for coming on. I would love to say that you're in good hands tonight, but
you're in good hands with Jamie.
Yeah, she'll take good care of you. That sounded bad. Sorry, Natalie. I don't know what's going to happen.
You just don't know.
I just want to say, being on this side of the table, I hear this a lot from people, but that intro, that was really cool. I was going,
oh,
that is cool. Wait a minute. Oh,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Actually, Bigfoot Fades did that. So thank you to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that I can't take credit for that. So she did that.
It had me
Awesome.
laughing because you guys are running next to these horned spirits and acting like that's totally normal. And I'm like, nobody thinks to shine a light on them or be like, hey, what's going on? It's all, we're just going to run with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Clearly you have not met my ex-husband. So, okay.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great night. Thank you all for being here and everything.
Not
and
leaving, just him.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody else is staying. I'm leaving. Please don't ruin my show.
I'm going to ruin it.
Well, in the words of my friend, I'll do my best not to tank your audience.
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the one right over there.
He's worried about me.
Guys, have a good night.
Paul.
Thank you all so much.
All right.
See you guys.
So now that he's gone, let's have, woo! Okay.
Yeah, now I'm all alone on the bottom.
Now there he is back.
He's checking. Now I'm all alone on the bottom.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh, you know what, Paul? Get him, put me on the bottom, put him on top, something like that. Can you do that? There he is. Okay. Is that better?
That didn't bother me. It's just, I was being funny.
Oh, that's even better. Now you're front and center. He's messing
Wow.
with all of us, and he's probably going to take me off the screen.
Yep,
Oh,
you're
he
gone.
just
We're all
did.
gone. Except
Yeah, we're
Everybody's
Michael.
all
gone but
gone.
me.
Yeah,
I don't. Oh, there we go.
Just all over the place.
All right, I'm out.
This is
See
why
you
we
guys.
can't have nice things.
I'm like
Okay,
getting
thank you, Paul.
dizzy watching myself. watching it.
Like, boom, boom,
I'm like-
boom, boom.
I even had somebody comment on a show, I'm getting dizzy, I have to watch this later. And I'm like, because Natalie, you've been on my show. I don't really
Yeah.
rotate the screens that much. I'm like, I don't know
Right.
what you're seeing that's making you dizzy, but I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that much. It's like occasionally you'll, pan like, hey, look at this, and then that's it. But no. Maybe
Yeah.
she was having issues with her screen or something. Maybe it was flashing or something.
Maybe, but yeah,
know.
I was like, I felt awkward responding to it because I was like, I don't know how to respond to you because I don't know what you're watching that's making you dizzy.
Yeah. Yeah. And but I have to ask, have you ever been in a situation during a paranormal investigation and got physically ill?
I have not got physically ill, but I am very attuned with the body, and so when I start feeling off, I immediately will take myself out of situations and be like, "Hey, I'll be right back," and step out or step into another room
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of do a self check and be like, "What's going on? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this?"
Yeah.
And so I have, though, on occasion, like after investigations, been like sick, and I think it's because where I was staying the night, like I don't know how to control window unit ACs things. I'm like really spoiled with having you just push the temp and done.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll try to make myself as warm as I can, and I eventually will fall asleep, and then I'll wake up and be like, pack my stuff up, and be like, good to go. And so I feel like I may have caught a cold maybe a couple times because the AC is like probably 60, and I'm like, this is cold.
Right. And a lot of times those AC units in those older places have mold. And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just don't know. You really don't know. But that's, I know there have been a couple times that I've gotten a little dizzy and a little nauseous going into a haunted location when there's negative entities.
Yeah, I have. I kind of coined a term from a friend that I used to work for volunteering, and like the hairs on my neck will stand up, and I'll go, "Ooh, Spidey sense, something's around," and I'll start scanning to be like, "Where are you? What are you doing? Who's coming? Why are you coming?" And it's like I'm in like I feel like a conning tower scanning the room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Know that feeling. You're just like, there's something here. I know there's something here. Now, what devices do you use in your paranormal investigations?
I used to use a lot, but now I've kind of toned it down to I'll either use just my cell phone or a police body cam. Not that I took from a police. I bought it on Amazon. It's just the ones they use. Just want to
That was my next
clarify for
question.
anybody watching. And I actually had to get two because a location broke one of mine.
Mm.
And
What do you mean a location broke one of yours? Like somebody
so
at the location?
I was investigating Broken Bow, and I had this spirit come face to face with me. And of course, the body cam is facing to the left. It's on my right. So I'm like, thank you, body cam. And I'm sitting there, and a friend comes up over my shoulder and goes, just so you know, it's right in front of you. And I was like, yeah. But that's not what I said in my head. What I said in my head is not language appropriate. But I'm like, Because I'm like, no effing kidding. I know it's right in front of me. That's why I'm standing here staring at it. And I'm like, I'm not budging. You're not budging. One of us has to budge. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping I give out after you, which is going to be a miracle because you're energy and I'm not. So, but I ended up to where he backed off. And how I knew it was spirit is the way to describe it is those firecrackers that are like kind of sparkly, little
Mm-hmm.
short sparkle. Well, I was seeing a lot of blue like that where it looks like energy and then it just burst into these sparkles. And then I was like, okay, so you're letting me know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Well, I go then into the room and the far corner because that's where I was feeling drawn towards. And I go in and I see this white mass just start forming in front of me. And then I pull myself out of the room because it left. And I was like, hey, great encounter. Can't wait to see the footage on this. The body cam stopped recording after 23 seconds. And then started recording when I left the room. And it's set to record in 5-minute intervals. I asked a couple of cops that were on my show because they're paranormal investigators. I was like, so does your body cams, do they just stop recording and start up again? And they're like, no, they absolutely don't because we rely on them for doing this. You can only turn them off by pushing the button. And I said, well, this happened. And they go, that's paranormal because no body cam will just turn itself off and then turn itself right back on. And
That's interesting.
yeah, and then same location another night, I get this EVP over my shoulder asking me what am I doing, and I'm thinking it's two guys messing with me, and my ex-girlfriend is standing next to me and she starts responding to the voice, and so I'm like, if she heard it, it's got to be on the body cam. Well, the body cam emitted a low tone across, so it washed out everything. And I was like, all right. And then I had to keep it plugged into a battery to keep it on. If I unplug the battery, it just would be like, nope, you have no charge. We're done. So I
Those
was like, that's
spirits are
why
tricky.
They are.
They will
But
shoot out that energy and boom, there goes your cameras. I can't tell you. And Jamie and I know firsthand how many times that's happened to us in the field. They just come in and zap that energy right out of there like, okay, you're done.
yeah, my favorite is you watch everybody like charging up their batteries and they put them in and they're like, okay, we're good to go. We're ready to start. Well, the batteries are dead. I'm like, yeah, I know, because
Yeah.
you charged them here, not at home. So yeah, good luck with that one.
Yep. I had a thermal camera fried at a location and it's gone. I mean, it is dead. There is no saving it. And it's just like you go in and it's a toss up as to whether or not you're going to lose the battery, lose all your information, which has happened to us before where we had recordings, got back, loaded it, had the recordings, and all of a sudden gone.
Yep.
Crazy.
And
It is.
I know I packed on this vacation. We did an investigation before we went on a cruise because we were in Galveston, Texas. Everybody knows that's a hot spot. So I put all my gear in my car. I remember distinctly putting all the gear in the car. And then I go to do my next investigation, and I always leave the gear in the car because there's no reason to, because I keep batteries in there. So if got to change the battery, I can just do it right there. Equipment's missing. And I'm like, oh, they took it. Whoever, and whatever the spirits, I don't know what they're doing with that REM pod lantern, but I hope they're having fun with it.
Same thing happened to me. In 1 week, a week of investigating, going to different locations, They took 2 sets of dowsing rods.
I remember
Oh,
that.
Took them
yeah.
right out of my bag, out of my truck, and took them back into the facility. They found them a day later, each of them.
Well, at least you found them. I still
Yeah.
haven't found mine.
They're like,
I wrote mine off. I'm like, y'all are enjoying it. That's y'all's whatever. But I will say though, the one piece of equipment, it took me a long time to use, but I had an experience with them that I cannot explain, and that was cat balls. I put a cat ball on concrete slab floor on a puzzle, like locked in where a wedge where a piece should be, but it was missing, and it started going off. And I'm like, I would jump on the floor and I couldn't make it move, and I'm like, I'm not a light guy, so if I can't make this thing go off, something else is.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But then I noticed we had one on a bed, and it went off, and as soon as it stopped, it started going again. And it did it 4 times in a row. And I was like, unless, somebody is over there having a great time on this bed, there is no explanation for this. And I have never ever seen a cat ball the second it stopped start right back up. I mean, it was like it didn't want it to stop. It wanted to be congruent all the way through. And it was like, ah, I'm like, yep, I'm like, cat balls are legit now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, you're skeptical because it is a cat ball, and it's, if you make a movement, it will go off. And but I saw something. We were doing an investigation, and we had them going off every time we said something funny. So it was like, and then we made sure we were nice and still, and so we just kept joking around, and it kept going off every time we said something funny. They were just loving it. They were laughing and enjoying our humor, and that cat ball kept going off every time we did something entertaining.
Yeah.
Really
I
cool.
noticed in the chat room, Jaquetta is asking about, can you cover equipment in iron or something that energy can't penetrate? The only problem with that is if you put iron around like your dictaphone, you ain't gonna hear nothing. It's
Mm-hmm.
too thick for the sound, so you're defeating the purpose. And you're not going to get any pictures through it because you're blocking the lens. And so that's where the trouble comes in, is you can't really shield the equipment because you kind of need to use the equipment. It doesn't
Mhm.
work if it's blocked.
What if you put like an iron like clasp around something on there that would not block it? Like because I have an iron bracelet, maybe like hook a iron bracelet to. Do you think that would add value?
I don't know, because iron is magnetic, and so you got
Mhm.
to watch that, because that could screw up your like camera. That could break it
Mhm.
because you're not supposed to put magnets to them. They're like
Yeah.
computers, and same thing with dictaphones. But I would venture to say, if you're gonna put something on it, maybe get, and I know this is gonna sound so weird, but it actually does work in certain arenas, is felt, like a felt bag.
Okay.
Be- because like, the reason I say this is going to sound, the reasoning is so strange, but I know so many people who are tarot card readers,
Mhm.
and they keep their cards in felt because it keeps energy from touching the cards while they're in transit,
Mhm.
and it also prevents their energy from escaping the cards. So their energy is the only energy on those cards when they go to use them. And so maybe, felt bags might help with the battery issue, but
That's a great point, because I know we've had issues in the field where we got zapped, so to speak, and we had a whole camera go down. It was recording just fine, and then we lost all of it, of the footage. And so we were just talking about what we could do. And there are certain things, but it's like, there are times where you think you have the footage. It looks like you have the footage. You get back, you download the footage, and then all of a sudden you look at the footage and it's gone. So it's
Yeah.
just weird. It's just so weird.
I,
But
I had that happen at Old Park. I was investigating with Dustin Pari, and the body cam showed it was recording. Had all, everything acting like it's recording and everything. I got home and I had 10 minutes worth of footage because the chip ran out of space.
oh,
And there was no message that pops up on the screen that says chip is full. And so
Right.
I was like, what? I was like, man, that was a really cool night. And I was like,
it's so
so
frustrating.
I know. And so
Mhm.
now I made the mistake of putting a 520, I think, gig card in there. And so I forget to upload. I have several investigations sitting on my body cam. I probably have really great footage, but I just haven't had time to look at, and I just keep compiling.
That's fair. I know, because I've got the same thing. I've got to download several things, and I'm like, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And but you are also, and I may pronounce this incorrectly, a Reiki master.
I am. And you
What?
pronounced it
How did
right.
Okay, how did you get into that?
So, when I was growing up as a teenager, I had family issues that were going on, and I was trying to figure out what's my role and how can I fix my part of it and fix everything. And so I started looking at healing modalities, and Reiki came across my path, and I was like, hey, using energy to manipulating energy, so to speak, to help. This sounds like something I think I already do, but I don't know. And so I went to a class on it, and the lady walks by, and, mind you, I'm like probably like 12, 13 at the time. And she gets to me and she goes, well, you're a natural. So I'm like, well, then I don't have to take any more classes with you. I'm already done. It
Right?
was a one and done for me. Thanks. And so I didn't really use it. And I just was like, okay, it's there. But then when I got in my 30s, I saw this gentleman doing Reiki, and I was like, wait a minute. This is something totally different because you're reading, like, if it's on the left side, I have dyslexia, so I may get these confused, but I believe left side was masculine. So is there something on your, dad's side that's going on? And I'm like, what? And this would all, be part of this deal. And I'm like, that is so cool. How are you able to, figure this out and do this? And so I went to talk to him, and I was like, yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I took this class, and this lady said I was a natural. So, would you mind just showing me how you do this? And he goes, well, I'll tell you what. Do you think you learned anything in that class? I was like, I'll be honest, probably not. And he goes, I'll let you retake the first level for half price. And I was like, okay. And I sat through his class, and it was like 2 days. I was like, man, I'm getting so much more information than this. And I can feel energy like going through my hands and understanding better what's going on. And it was like a more complete thing. And so I know I'm kind of going into more in Reiki than you
No,
probably
that's
were
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
wanting, but
Love to know more about it.
it actually, what does is, because you become a conduit for energy coming in, I feel like when you go to locations,
Hmm.
you're so attuned to feeling the energies around that it's like I can feel kind of where spirits are. It's like I can't pinpoint down and be like, oh, they're in the middle of the wall on that corner,
Hmm.
towards us. No, it's not that precise, but I can sit there, and that's kind of where I do the conning tower deal and start scanning, is because I'm like, I can feel them in a room, and given time, I can pull it in and be like, oh, they're over on this side. And with a little bit more time, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're over here. It's like I can narrow down to where I've sensed them coming from. And I think that's because of the Reiki,
Hmm.
because I've learned different energy signatures so I can pick up different energies and try and figure out where they're at. And I mean, it's like another sense that we have that we just anybody could use, but we just don't know how to use, so we don't use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I know my first experience with a Reiki master was a couple of years ago, and I was going through a really terrible time, and he sensed it. And he goes, "Do you mind if I, just check you out, just to see what's going on?" I was like, "That's fine." And he hit a spot, and I went to my knees. It was like somebody stabbed me. He goes, "Yeah, you're going to need to do this, this, this." I was like, that's the first time I've ever experienced anything like that. And he didn't lay a hand on me. It was just the energy that he
Yeah,
was projecting, I guess. And it was pretty profound, pretty profound.
yeah.
So,
I
I mean, he
I've
picked up
seen a
on
lot.
everything.
Yeah, you can pick up a lot of things, and you can learn things about people that people probably are like, you have a confidentiality clause, right? It's like I can now,
What
but yeah,
exactly are we talking about here? You know?
because it's like it's funny some of the stuff that comes through. They're like, "Hey, your mom's coming through. She's talking about this," and they're like, "Oh, yeah. Do you mind not sharing that?" You're like, "Okay, yeah." But at the end, they're like, "It's better." It's like whatever it was is gone. I'm like, "Well, good. I'm glad." And it's like whatever you're hiding from your mom. Apparently, that might be a thing that you might want to consider talking to them about because they already know. So what's the harm?
Now, can you heal somebody over like online, or do you need to physically be there in front of them?
So just to clarify, I don't actually heal anyone. The energy does the healing. I'm just a
Okay.
conduit for the energy.
Okay.
But I have a friend in California who she every once in a while will have issues of like, oh, my leg is hurting or my arm is hurting. And I'll be talking to her. And so I'll use my phone, for example, is I'll like charge up energy and I can feel it like sparking in my hand. And I'm like, okay, energy, go to this person who's on the other end of this call and do your thing. And she'll be like, oh my God, I feel so much better. And I'm
Okay,
like, yeah.
cool.
So you can do it remotely. And it's because really it's just energy. You're just sending
Mhm.
energy from one point to another. And the reason I say, and I made a point to say I didn't do the healing is a lot of Reiki workers will use their own energy, and you will see them at the end of the day. They're like, I am exhausted. I am
Mm.
tired. I can barely stand after working on a couple of clients. And I'm like, yeah, because you broke the rule. The rule is you're supposed to use universal energy to come through you, and that's limitless. You're not. So if you're
Interesting.
using your energy, yeah, you're not only making connections with these people, hence they could attach to you,
Mm-hmm.
and bleed you dry while you don't realize it. And yeah, so that's another side effect. And so you have to be, I'm always very careful to always put it through universes, not mine, and be like, yeah, if you want to latch onto the universe, you go right on ahead because they're limitless. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. I don't want you bleeding me dry. And that's where, like, the stories of vampires,
Mm-hmm.
we have a thing in the Reiki world where we call certain people can be energy vampires because you'll work on them and they'll latch on, and you'll go home, think nothing of it, and the next day you're like, I am dead to the world. What is going on? Meanwhile, your client is like, hey, I'm on cloud nine, feeling better than ever. And it's like, really? And they're like, yeah, and I've done all this work where I normally would be, exhausted, and I'm still like totally energized. And I'm like, you. And it's like, you'll go, okay, cut that cord. And then they're like, oh man, I think I reached the pinnacle. I may need another session. I was like, nope, nope. You don't need another session. You just got your source cut off. And I
Yeah.
need time to recuperate.
Right. That's tough. I know, because
Yeah.
I don't do Reiki, and even I will walk into a room with people who are having problems or, very down or low energy, and they drain me. And there are times I've
Hmm.
got to leave and go into a room by myself and just kind of rejuvenate. So I can't even begin to imagine what Reiki masters will do, like just giving their energy voluntarily and not using the resource. So that is incredible. I've not heard of that before.
Yeah. And that's where we learn to shield ourselves. And I think that's a tool that's, probably beneficial in the paranormal world too, is because I can feel when something. Actually, Natalie, I stand corrected. You asked me earlier if I ever got scratched or not. I didn't get scratched, but I did have a spirit try to grab my arm and like do like an Indian burn on it.
Oh,
And
Mm.
I just remembered it, and talking about what I was talking about. It's like I got a flash of that, blocking energies from being able to do that. And what happened was I was at this location. It was an old governor of Texas's house,
hmm,
and I was there with Mustafa, and I think it was just Mustafa, or maybe Mustafa and Daryl were both there that night. I don't remember, but Mustafa earlier was, making jokes like, "Hey, I'm sorry, we're treating you like a performing monkey." Well, I bring that up because it plays into the story. So a few of us go up to the where the attic entrance is, and this lady sits down and starts channeling, I guess, because all of a sudden she's like dictating stuff to people and they're going and doing it. And I'm like, this is a little weird, but okay. I don't know these people, but sure, I'll play along. And they're like, you need to go get the performing monkey. And they go, Mustafa? Yes. Okay. So a few of them go, and I go, do you want me to leave? They're like, no, you need to stay. And I'm like, okay. And I start to feel this pressure on my arm, but the pressure is like my energy, like pushing it away, not them like actually grabbing my arm. And I'm sitting there, and I go, you are trying to grab me, aren't you? And they go, yeah. I said, you're trying to grab me on my arm. And they go, yes. I go, you can't, can you? And they go, no. I go, your hand is
wow.
getting hot, isn't it? And they're like, yes. And I go, do you know who I am? And they go, no. And I'm like, okay, well, you not gonna, get to me. You're not getting me, so you might as well quit. And they're like, oh no, we can do it. I was like, let me give you a clue. And it's like I kind of spark my energy a little bit because I know how to do that. And all of a sudden I, they're like, and I go, now do you know who I am? And they go, yes. And I go, you're going to stop now, aren't you? And they're like, yep. And I have this confrontation recorded and I put it on YouTube because it was a long time ago. It's buried somewhere, probably in the YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm like, I went one on one with the spirit and actually won.
They're like, we
That's
got it. We
crazy.
got it now.
But I was like, and one of the things that I said to him was, you know, um, my ancestors, some of my ancestors, so you might, I know who I am. And they're like, okay, we're backing off. We got you. It's like, nope, we're not
Yep.
messing with this guy.
Wow.
That's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
But
'Cause-
I don't recommend doing that to people. And I am totally not the guy that goes in and like stirs up trouble to get results. I'm like, I'm the type of investigator. I go in and I'm like, hey, how's it going? So do you know what year it is? Okay. Well, I'll check the evidence later. All right. Bye.
yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
like laid back, easy going. It's like I am not the instigator. I'm like, I don't like when people instigate because I'm like,
Mm-mm.
you're leaving. I wasn't. So now I have to deal with what you created. Thanks.
So have you ever
Mhm.
had an attachment?
I have over time. I've had a couple, and I at first I didn't know what it was. I would just feel tired, and I just figured I did a lot during the day, so I would just feel drained and be like, okay, I'm gonna go lay down, and or I would be like kind of eating like more sugar than I normally would eat, and I'd be
Mm.
like, this is well, maybe it's the body's just trying to re-energize quicker, and so I'd have all these reasons in my head. But yeah, then I find out it's an attachment, and then I just do some clearing work and clear my energy, and I'm like, okay, yeah, now I feel much better. Now I'm more myself, so thank you.
Right, right. Yeah, because when I first moved into this townhouse, I had an attachment, and it was an older man, and I was all of a sudden saying all these old dad terms. It was very bizarre, and I'm like, where did I get that? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like an 80-year-old man. I'm like, what's going on? And then I had to clear the energy. And I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna have this. So it was that one was funny. That one was a funny one. But I try to clear myself as much as possible.
Yeah. And I have a reverence license because doing Reiki work, doing hands-on energy work, it was recommended to get a reverence license for protection. So I did a 2.5 year study, wrote 2 sermons, and got my license, and I carried it around with me. And I was laughing one day because I know my teammate at the time was being so serious, and I never take this serious what she asked for. But she's like, I can feel I have an attachment on my shoulder. I need holy water. Does anybody have holy water on them? And I just kind of laughed and I said, here, hand me that water bottle. And I sit there for with, I'm like 20 seconds later, I'm like, all right. And they go, what are you going to do with that? I said, she wanted holy water. And they're like, well, yeah, we just gave you a water bottle. I'm like, yeah, I freaking just made holy water. Hold on. And so I pour the water over her shoulder, and she's like, okay, I can feel it's kind of doing its thing. And I'm like, in my head, and going, yeah, you realize this probably is like maybe a quarter of the strength of the holy water that you're getting at the church, but I'm loving the fact that because I said this, you're like totally going with it. And I'm like, you're totally proving my point right now. that you
Mhm.
don't actually need holy water, that this isn't
Yeah.
what you think it is. It's just you just need clearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I would laugh at people when they say, "Oh man, I need to go to the store and get holy water." I'm like, dude, just give me 5 minutes. I'll give you holy water. I'm like, you don't have to go far. I have a reverend's license. I can make it.
Yeah,
But
because I mean,
yeah,
a lot of times you just need to do a basic clearing. And I mean,
right.
they're not always, bad spirits. I mean, they're just somebody that's lonely, like a spirit that's lonely and without the meat suit. And that's what I have to think about this. And what I tell people, it's just, imagine talking to me without my meat suit. Same thing.
Mhm.
It's just the soul, it's just the
Yeah.
spirit. And
Well,
Mhm.
I actually have said to people, okay, you say there's demonic energy in there, yeah? Okay. Well, let me walk you through this process. So you have a kid who is elementary school age. He's a little slow at math. One kid walks up to him and says, "You're stupid." Well, he writes that off. But then two more people come up and say, "You're stupid." And
Mhm.
then three more show up and say, "You're stupid." What is that kid going to do? He's going to call himself stupid. And they go, "Yeah."
Right.
I go, "Well, now you have an angry spirit in this location." And someone comes in and goes, "Oh my God, it's a demon." And then two more people come in and say, "Oh my God, it's a demon."
Mhm.
Three more people or a team comes in and goes, "Yeah, there's definitely demonic here." What is that spirit going to do? And they go, "I don't
Yeah.
know." I go, the spirit's going to go, "You want a demon? I'll give you a demon." And so
Mhm.
Right.
stop calling everything demonic.
Yeah. Because I mean,
And
the likelihood of a demonic entity possessing a space, from my understanding, is rare.
oh, yeah. They have much
Rare.
better things to do than to hang out at a paranormal hotspot in the hopes that
Yeah.
your team is coming that night.
Right. It's normally just maybe somebody who's angry or something like that, that they just need somebody to listen to them.
Yeah. And I have a friend that's a demonologist, actually, two. One that lives up in New Jersey and one that lives like 3 hours from me. And he will never take me on any of his cases that he feels are demon related because he's like, I don't know how you're going to react. And I need to trust
Mhm.
everybody I'm with. I'm like, I totally respect that.
Mhm.
No problem. I got you. I personally, I don't want to go piss off an angry spirit anyway. So
Yeah.
we're equal on that one. But I asked him one day, I said, of all your cases, how many of them are demon? And he goes, not as many as people think, but they are out there. And I'm like, yeah, they are out there, but they're not hanging out where everybody thinks they're hanging out. They're
Right.
off, for the big picture, not the let's go mess with these small fries and
Mhm.
make their day.
Yeah. Let's go
Mhm.
hang out in an abandoned building
Yeah,
where
and
Yeah.
that doesn't happen. It's just,
Yeah.
well, and I had a lady that was on my show, and she goes, and you have to think, how much energy does it take for a spirit to be able to grab something? And I was like, yeah, it takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
And she goes, now take your arm, go like this. And I was like, okay. And she goes, now grab it really quick. And I look and I go, I got 3 marks. And I sat there for a second. I was like, oh, man. And she goes,
Mhm.
yeah. All those people who say, oh, look, a demon tried to grab me. It was probably just a spirit trying to grab you and say, hey, here I am.
Right. Can you listen to me? Yeah, I
Yeah.
need help. And that's so many times what it is. And so I just, I take it all into consideration. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some spirits out there that are just, they're turds. They're just,
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
you're going to get those negative ones, but they were negative when they had a meat suit on too, and they were in the living. So yeah. But we are almost out of time, Michael, and I want to thank you so much. And I want to kind of give you the floor for a couple of minutes just to say, where can people find you? And do you have any upcoming events that you're going to be at?
So I can be found on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Acast, Podbean, and a few other places that are attached to those. Those are the main ones. Oh, and LinkedIn and X. Those are my main where I air shows, and you can find them. I'm on Facebook. You can find me under my name, and I actually use my picture, so I try to make it easy. Sometimes I'll put an avatar photo, but even that is really close to me, so you should be able to figure out it's me. And it'll I can even make it even more simplified is I have my shows as my cover photo. So if you see the energy that surrounds us, or paranormal verses, or writing through the unknown, you found my page. So congratulations. And what I have coming up, well, I have an investigation coming up in June, and the location is escaping me right now because I've never been there. And so that'll be exciting. And June 13th, I will be moderating a conference that a friend of mine is putting on in Canada. It's called Summer Days, and it's about people sharing their stories and everything. And I'm moderating this one because in March, I spoke and did a presentation on the hero's journey. And so I got invited back, and I'm doing some tech work behind the scenes and helping to moderate. So I'm like, it's really cool that I get to contribute to this conference, and it's a brand new conference out on the circuit. And so it's really cool. And working on a book right now that I'm writing because of stuff that's happened in my life recently, where I've now have lost both my parents. So I'm kind of writing a book on how I, from the viewpoint of the metaphysical person that I am, view death and the afterlife. And I have a little bit about channeling and mediumship in there too, because to me they're all connected. And then I have two books that I had already started to make a trilogy out of that little group, and so I'll finish those two, and I'll try and figure out how I'm gonna do all of this, and podcast shows and investigations and having a life.
Yeah. You've got a lot going on, my friend. A lot going on. So, Jamie, where can everybody find you?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram as Jamie Cairo.
Awesome.
And Beyond the Ordinary.
Awesome. Yeah, that's right. Beyond the Ordinary. And so everybody can find me here, Paranormal Among Us, every Tuesday night, Blondes and Booze every Thursday night, and Relic Films Media, Beyond the Ordinary. And go over and follow Michael and all of his pages, and make sure that you reach out to us if you have any questions. And we appreciate y'all being here in the chat, and we appreciate all the gifts today. And thank you so much. And I'm sure Paul is very thrilled that we did not do anything bad or burn anything down. Look at us.
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet, but
time.
we're almost done. Boom. Next time, next week. So anyway, Michael, thank you so much. And thank you all for being here. And we are going to sign off. Make sure you stick around for BMR coming on in 30 minutes. So stick around. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.